Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Hammer. This is episode 24. I'm Toxic, and with me, like always, is Seb and Savage. However, we have a special guest today, going by the name of Cheese. So, first off,
Hello.
Savage, how are you guys going? Seb?
Yeah, doing good.
Savage?
Oh yeah, I'm alright.
It's been, we've been, in a call for about 4 hours now, so it's, things are going good. So, Cheese, first time on the show.
Yo.
You're a
Yeah.
longtime friend of, Savage and I, and, yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself and the hobby, I guess.
I am Cheese. I've been playing the hobby for as long as I can remember. Savage and Toxic, I guess, which will be you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I like it. It's fun. It's been on and off, but I mainly convert and kind of stop there. So there's some cool conversions, but none of it really looks finished.
Okay.
But Cheese, what army do you play?
But Cheese.
But and your Tumblr username or your Tumblr blog name is
My Tumblr's name. I've actually named my Tumblr, and his name, it is a him, is Gockwood.
okay. So everyone check out that.
Everybody.
Everyone has to. And the reason why one of the reasons why we brought Cheese on the show is because some of you may remember Savage and myself, we used to do a show called Battle Bros. It was a 40k kind of talk show, and we're going to be bringing that back, and Cheese is going to be joining us every episode as a regular host, and it's going to be probably less of a serious show, and more of just a show where we just kick back, maybe do some painting, do some hobby, and just kind of talk about 40k. So that'll be coming sometime in the next couple of weeks, maybe.
A less serious show than this show.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Okay.
maybe not serious. Maybe organized was the right word. Okay, but so let's get into it. First up, we have Week in Review, where we go over what we've done in the hobby in the last week. Although we have been gone for 2 weeks, so I guess it'll be Fortnite in review. Who wants to start? Savage, I'll throw this over to you. You're usually the fastest when it comes to Week in Review.
Well, this is gonna take a while now. 'Cause I did stuff. That's it. I'm done.
Okay.
Seb?
You did things. You did do things.
I did. Me and Cheese went went to Brisbane and it got us some foam for modelling. So I made a board, a 6x4 board, and started making terrain for that. So far I got hills and stuff made up, and I'm about to make some like ruins and like a chaos shrine or something like that. And I've gone back to building my Blood Angels company again, and then I lost my clippers.
Fair enough. And not to mention actually playing games of 40k.
Oh yeah,
a few with Cheese,
Played
and
a
then
few.
a few with Seven myself.
Yeah, and that's me for the fortnight.
Okay, so Seb, over to you.
So yeah, well, I kind of epically been away at LFCC and stuff, so I haven't done epic amounts, but I have my first game, the Panty Empires campaign with Savage, and effectively board wiped him, which that was quite fun. Although we thought that I'd rolled to capture his piece and steal the moon, and I even did some posts about it, and now it turns out that I didn't steal the moon. So
Oh well.
I'm not the moon. But we're halfway through a game at the moment, and for a game where he faced me with 2 Defilers and 2 Basilisks, I think I'm doing rather well. I feel quite
Three
pleased about
Basilisk,
that.
you just destroyed one
Basilisks.
first time.
Oh, I destroyed one first turn, yeah.
Okay, so Cheese, I know you didn't you weren't here on a previous episode, so your week in review.
You can
is...
pretend I was, I guess.
Okay, so in the last week, 2 weeks, hobby stuff that you've been doing.
Well, I've just got a new Space Wolf army, so mainly just assembling that, trying to get it base coated with Army Painter, so they're all blue at the moment, and just like a lot of converting, I guess. Just trialing out new shit. A lot of fur.
And a couple of
Pretty
games
much all
with
fur.
Savage as well.
Yeah, which were nice for being wolves. It used to be in chaos, so I've got and orcs actually. So ballistic skill went up a little bit,
Just a
which
little,
was nice.
little bit more competent as a, fighter. Yeah. Anyway, so as for myself, I've had a pretty busy last couple of weeks. Moving state, moving into, as you can see behind me, a new studio for painting and all that. And a lot of assembling for the Death Corps of Krieg commission that some of you may have seen on the blog. Painted up a tank, well, mostly done. It's probably about 80% done. Assembled some of my own Space Wolf stuff. Really just a lot of stuff has been done lately, which is good to get stuff, because I know the last couple of weeks I haven't really done much because I was preparing for the move, but now I'm finally being able to get to do some stuff, so that's good. And yeah, a couple games with Savage, and I look forward to having a game against Seb this week. So I'll turn you over to Seb now for news and rumors.
So yes, in the rumours this week, so Apocalypse has been released today, which is epic. Obviously, we all knew about the pre-orders and stuff before. I think we're going to have a bit of an Apocalypse special next week when we've had a chance to sort of let the rules and everything sort of sink in, so we look forward to that. The Seattle Battle Bunker is going to be closing on Sunday the 28th of July. The Games Workshop Seattle Bunker is going to be closing its doors to be re-envisioned and remodelled as a Games Workshop hobby centre. It will be opening on Saturday, August the 3rd. This next thing is, was there a Matt Ward save? This is something from Faye at 212. We all know Matt Ward, the author of the Landon supplement, but did he name a save after himself? On page 60 of the Landon Codex supplement, under Mission Special Rules, there is Devourer of Hope. Under the special rule for the mission, the Hive Tyrant is said to have a toughness and a 2+ ward save, capital W ward save against all attacks. So maybe Matt Ward has planning world domination and invulnerability saves. Speculation.
He's planning
abounds.
ward domination.
Well, I thought fantasy the invulnerable saves were called ward saves, but I might be imagining it. I don't really play fantasy, but that's what I thought. So.
Well, we are talking Elder though.
So yeah, but it might have just been a slip of the tongue, between the two different things. But yeah.
Indeed.
Okay.
It seemed like an amusing thing. So on to digital editions. So we've got a couple of weeks worth to catch up on. So the Apocalypse rulebook has gone digital. There was the pre-order up, and obviously it's available now with the 40k general rulebook to follow. With the Monitorum, the 99p, presumably also 99 cents little articles. There's the Vortex missiles, the Morgatar, and the Vulcan Mega Bolter. The Index Astartes now has Librarian, Rhinos, and Predators, and now the Warlords also have Ezekiel. The Index Astartes are £3.49 and $2.99 for the Warlords. So yeah, there's those, more coming every Monday. In Black Library news, there's a new video been released. We haven't included it because it's not particularly interesting, but we can give you all the information from it. From the Ashes, on the 27th of the 7th 13, which is later this month, the Salamanders limited edition novella will be released. It's going to be another limited edition, you can't bend it, how much can we charge you for it type thing. Coming out before Vulcan Lives, the new Heresy book in December. We also have the Best of the Hammer and Bolter Volume 2 has been released, which is $17.50 or £12.99 English pounds, which is the best of the Hammer and Bolter Black Library's digital magazine, bringing in short stories from Warhammer and 40k, with all the best authors and all that sort of stuff. But they're also releasing a bunch of shorts every day over the next couple of weeks from the vault. So Know Thyself by Andy Simonelli has been released, someone's been sent to meet the Flesh Terrors, Chapter Master Gabriel Seth, and discuss the recent incident between the Flesh Terrors and Space Wolves. Iron Harvest by Guy Haley has been released. Under Lieutenant Bannock finds himself back in the command Super Heavy Baneblade, so featuring the characters from the novel Baneblade. We got more Tales from the Vault. There's Night by Anthony Reynolds, a Saga of Calrad, A Night of Bretonia. There's the Karen Anthem by David Annandale. The forces of chaos come to the imperial world of Ligata, and a deadly plague spreads across. We got Hunted by John French. The long war against forces of chaos in the imperial world. An agent of the Inquisition is extracted from enemy territory with vital information. We Are One by John French. Hunting for the Alpha Legionnaire. Focron has become an obsessed... Hunting the Alpha Legionnaire, Focron has become an obsession for Lord Inquisitor of the Emperor's Holy Ordos. So it's all about that. There's also The Strange Demise of Titus Endor by Dan Abnett, former contemporary of the legendary Inquisitor Gregor Eisenhorn. Titus Endor goes off and has his own adventure. There's also Wind of Change by C.L. Werner. The dark elf land of Nagaroth is bitter and inhospitable, and in this north more so. A beast mistress, Camden Carr, and a hunting party venture into the frozen wastelands. So yeah, that's all the shorts and things. There's also a big Eisenhorn Ravner e-bundle, which comes with all the tales of the most renowned Inquisitors from the Black Library, containing 7 novels and 5 short stories. That's $70 or £51.60. So you got Xenos, the novel, Missing in Action short story, Malleus, the novel, Backcloth for a Crown additional short story, Hereticus novel, Playing Patient short story, Ravner novel, Thornwish's Talon short story, Ravner Returned novel, Ravner Rogue novel, Pariah novel, and Perelion short story. Also to coincide with the Armageddon release, Armageddon, the novel by Aaron Dembski-Bowden, has been released. Grimoldus, they lied to us about Mainheim Gap. They sent us there to die. You know of whom I speak. We cannot outrun the echoes of Qatar. And other stuff, message from the Black Templars. It's a premium 416-page hardback containing Hell's Reach, the novella Blood and Fire, as well as 8 colour pages of illustrations, maps, and equipment profiles. So Armageddon is an Armageddon compendium of books and things. Hell's Reach has also been released on audio now, also by Aaron Dembski-Bowden, and that is in print as part of the Armageddon package. $35 that is, to pre-order an MP3, and £22. Blood and Fire has also been released by Aaron Dembski-Bowden. It's another new Armageddon novella, part of the original book, but on its own you can pre-order the ebook for $4.99 or £3.50. And then we're done with Black Library for the minute. Collector's models. Models from the Imperial Collector's range and other collector's pages vanished a little while ago, and the other day a bunch of them turned up again on the Games Workshop site. One of them, particularly Talon Imperial Guard Troop, are back on the site. Since there's no obvious advertising or word that these are back, it could be good to let people know, and the others might be back soon. We're getting more and more choices in the codices at the moment. So there's the hardcovers, there's the standard, and the limited collector's editions, which are just crazy, as you all know my opinion on that. And digital, there's the interactive iBooks, but there's also standard full ebook versions, which are going to be slightly cheaper, but they won't be updated and FAQ'd in the same way that the rest of the interactive iBooks are. Now on to supplements. It looks like hardcover Farsight Enclave supplement will be coming out in October, but the digital edition is going to be released on the 20th of July, so a week from today. So wait till October for a physical copy of the Farsight book, but you can pre-order from the 13th, which is today, and the digital version will go on sale on the 20th of July. Oh, and there are pictures on, like, we're showing a little one here, but there are many pictures of the inside of that on all the websites and things if you want to go and look at that sort of thing. It looks like the word in the grapevine says a Catachan supplement book for the Imperial Guard is coming soon, possibly. There's been a number of things missing from Warhammer World, including the Raven Guard and Lizard Men and various other things, which could well mean that there's a new Raven Guard thing in the works. And also we know that Lizard Men should be coming later this year, as will be mentioned a bit later. Word on the grapevine also is that Black Legion will be getting the next supplement, so we can see what happens with that. We've also mentioned there's a White Scars supplement possibly coming soon as well. So, and as well, even more options for codices. There's paperback codices in other languages. Games Workshop have launched codices in more language than they did before. So there are now Polish, Chinese, and Russian, and they're in paperback. So that's interesting. According to White Daily, you can get these from independent retailers or from the countries the language is for. So we have no prices for US dollars just yet, but if you speak Polish, Chinese, or Russian and you want a codex, good times for you. Now, we mentioned this a while ago, plastic codex, codices on the brain, plastic Thunderhawk. Everyone's been wanting the plastic Thunderhawk for a long time. There was that snippet in the back of White Dwarf a number of months ago, I know that everyone got excited about, and then it was like, not happening. But apparently the plastic Thunderhawk has been seen in the flesh. It may breach the £100 barrier, being 120 to £140, which is kind of getting towards $200, I believe. And it also, the same source also said that Krieg may well be getting rolled into the Imperial Guard book. So that's an interesting one, maybe into the Imperial Guard. But you would imagine if everything else is getting supplements, that Krieg might get supplements too. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I reckon it's probably just going to be fluff. I can't really see there being too much rules. I mean, Games Workshop has been known to pick items from Forge World and make them into plastic, but picking rules from, Forge World, and I don't see it happening, but maybe I'm wrong.
That's fair enough. So on to release orders. August looks like we'll be seeing Lizardmen for Fantasy and the Farsight supplement in digital form. September, Blood Bowl was looking rather likely. October, Space Marines and the White Scars supplement. There could also be a second supplement in the same month, which could well be the Farsight hardback, or could even be the Black Legion. November looks to have Dark Elves and another supplement, probably a Marines one, and possibly Ultramarines. December will have more of the Hobbit. I know everyone loves the Hobbit models. And we mention them all the time on here. But we are actually going to mention them a bit more later today. And January, Dwarfs and other things could be coming. And all that good stuff. With regard to Blood Bowl, the Blood Bowl team boxes have been removed from Games Workshop's website. And customer services have been advised that it wasn't a website issue. So looks like they're going to be a big pre-release coming soon. The mystery box may even be right for once this year. We shall see. In fantasy news, as I mentioned, the Lizardmen coming in August. There's been some further evidence of new pterodons. When someone tried to phone up and order some more pterodons, and they were asked if they wanted to pre-order them. So there you go. That's a pretty big chance there. And as we mentioned, Dark Elves probably in October. They've been mentioned a number of times. Lots of new things. New Witch Elves. There could possibly be a new Cauldron of Blood piece. New larger monster type. Maybe 150 by 100 base type thing. Lots of kits to build a Hydra, Manticore, and other monster types. Plastic harpies with different options, neither of which have been specified, except it is a harpy related in some kind of way. There's lots of stuff that people are starting to say about Dark Elves as they come on. There's speculation about a new Manticore, and some other things there. And then moving ourselves on to The Hobbit, we have a few pictures of the new things being released there. You've got Azog on foot and mounted at £25, and then just in case you've already got the older dwarves, you've got the young Thorin Oakenshield and the young Dwalin and the young Balin for a reasonable £12 each. So if you're desperate to get those, get your hands on them. Moving on to Forge World news, there are so many rumours this week. That's what happens when you're not here for 2 weeks. So Forge World, there's an Empire Command set for £30. Officers in the Empire can vary in prowess on the battlefield, but in authority they project and tactics they employ. Noble-born officers are trained from youth in swordsmanship and hunting, while others make their way through the ranks, having once fought shoulder to shoulder alongside the men they now lead. These are designed by Steve Whitehead and are multi-part models, coming at £30. You get a standard bearer. So you get the standard bearer who is with the sun motif and coat mirrors the banner. to a raving flagellant who sports the nails piercing the flesh of his arms. Fantastic characters set available to pre-order from the 26th of July. We also have the Dreadmaw. With their circular mouths studded with rows of sickle-shaped teeth, Dreadmaws can seize and devour a fully armoured man in seconds. These have been designed by Keith Robertson, multi-part resin kits that depicts the beasts erupting from the earth. And they will be, again, available to pre-order for dispatch from Friday the 26th of July. Also in Forge World news, Death Corps of Krieg have finally had a 6th edition rules update, which means there's a good few different lists you can use for them now, so that's rather interesting. Also, the Emperor's Children Palatine Blades for £32. These are a warrior fraternity drawn from the finest swordsmen of the 3rd Legion. The Palatine Blades existed outside the rigid formations of the Emperor's Children. They were a dueling society whose ranks many aspired to, upon whom Fulgrim himself looked with particular favour. These are designed by Steve Whitehead, multi-part resin kits, and again, pre-ordered from the 26th of July. Not to be outdone by the epic amounts of formations and one-click collections that Games Workshop have put out, they have decided to put out a one-click collection of their own. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago the Legion Tartarus Terminators and the Power Fist, Power Axe, or Special Weapon combos. They're now releasing a 4 5-man squad with either 4 Power Fists or 4 Power Axe sets and a Special Weapon kit set for £176, which, when I put them all separately into the basket, ended up as £219.52. So you got like 40, 50 quid you're saving there, which is kind of amazing. We also have the Legion Mark IV Destroyer Squad with jump packs. The squad jump pack, common amongst Space Marine assault quads, is sometimes utilised by destroyer squads. These increased mobility they provide enables the destroyer to deploy more rapidly through battlefield positions, unleashing their destructive arsenal upon the foe. And finally, Nova, Open Charitable Foundation, is a Virginia-based non-profit corporation created in January 2013 to bring worldwide tabletop gaming community together in support of charitable causes. Basically, they are offering raffles for 3 epic armies. There's a 1,850-point Dark Angels army, a 1,000-point Necron army, and a 35-point Kador War Machine army. It's a minimum 10 tickets, but each ticket is $1. So $10 and you get a chance to get like hundreds and, well, nearly thousands of pounds worth of models and support a worthy cause. There is the Fisher House Foundation, the Breast Cancer Research, and do Emergency Relief Doctors Without Borders. So yeah, you can choose which one you go for, and I do believe that is the end of the rumours. Oh, that was a lot to get through.
And this is why we can never have a week off, because we just come back to too many rumours. That took so long that Cheese disconnected there. So that is why my screen regions are a bit screwed up right now, is because we did lose someone in the call. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for that, Seb. I know it was you did your best, and we'll give you a little break now when we go into our main topic, which is sponsored by what?
Just 1 second. Just while we're still sort of in news and rumours about the Black Legion getting supplements.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are pretty much the Chaos Codex anyway.
It's like having Ultramarine supplement for the Space Marine Codex.
Yeah,
right?
like it's it's like, what the hell? Why do they don't even need a supplement?
Yeah,
if anything,
I agree.
a good one would be like Iron Warriors. But anyway, carrying on.
Okay, so our next topic is sponsored by the new series of Battle Bros and
Season 2.
Yeah, Season 2, back with a vengeance. I
thought we were going to call it
vengeance
Electric
all over your
Boogaloo.
face.
I thought we were going to call it Battle Brothers Season 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. And also sponsored by Toxic Painting. And the reason why we can say that it is sponsored is because we are going to be doing a giveaway, which we'll talk about more later on. But yeah, so that'll be sponsored by Toxic Painting and Battle Bros Season 2.
So, pretty much, we haven't figured out what the terms and stuff are. But
Well,
you,
yeah.
you'll win a model or a unit or something.
We'll talk
painted
about
up
it
by-
later. I have more of an idea of it, but
Yeah.
first we'll go into our main topic, which is commission painting. Is what we kind of wanted to talk about. As you can see, the pictures that I will be displaying will be mostly commissions from Toxic Painting.
Sponsor.
It is a sponsor. My painting service. But instead of just saying we'll get stuff painted, I more wanted to talk about commission painting in a tournament scene, and how, or even just in general, how do you feel when you come up against someone and they have an army that they didn't paint themselves. A lot of people don't have the time to paint their armies, and that's why they get other people to paint them. Another thing is just the quality. If they're going to put down hundreds of dollars on the models, they want them to look good as well, and if they're not up to scratch with their painting. Who wants to kind of take this one first? And just kind of how do you feel when you come up against someone that has a army that they didn't paint themselves?
I'll start speaking because basically I'm sure I'm speaking of Savage as it is anyway. but probably is the word no, not probably, but without a shadow of a doubt, the worst painter of the group here and the biggest noob. The last time I got into Warhammer, I got Sarah, my fiance, to paint a lot of my stuff because I just got so frustrated and rage quit so many times. But this time I'm kind of doing everything myself and going through it. And if I was facing someone painted up by someone else, that'd be amazing. It's nice to see everything beautiful and better than I can paint myself. But one of the things kind of you mentioned before was whether or not someone should win the best painted army at a tournament or competition or something, and that becomes a grey area for me. If you do win that, if you do win a tournament best painted with a commission-based army, then you got to at least be putting a massive hat tip, or kind of definitely making people aware of where you got it painted. I know you spent all this money, but they put the effort in, and they've got the talent.
Yeah, the biggest part I find about that is if I went to, because when I go to tournaments now, it used to be I wanted to win, and now that I have a painting service, I want to go there and I want to win best painted. That's my goal. People are going to care more about me if I won a best painted at a tournament than if I won, best general. It would annoy me if I went to a tournament and I threw down my army and it went into being judged and it lost against someone that hadn't put the effort into it. All they had done was put the money into it. If I'm coming to the tournament and I've painted the army myself and I lose to someone that didn't paint the army themselves, that would make me pissed. I would even if it looked better, you didn't put the effort in, and I build the army, I paint the army, but when I put it on the table, I get someone else to come in and play the game for me. I don't deserve to win best general if someone else plays the game. I don't think you should win, but I'm not saying that. That could be seen in a negative light of people getting commissions from me that think, well, I'm not going to be able to bring it to a tournament now. But that's not necessarily true, because a lot of tournaments, the way they do their painting scores is it's integrated with the game scores, and to win overall at a tournament, you need to have a painted army as well as, play good and win your games. I went into a tournament at Games Workshop once, and I won 2 major victories and 1 minor loss, which was definitely up there to place, but I didn't have a painted army, so I lost all my painted points and ended up not ranking as high in the overall scheme of things. So if it comes to that, then I don't see a problem with the commission side of it. I paint people's armies so that if they bring them to a tournament, that they will, have no problem passing the painting points. Savage, you look like you wanted to say something there.
I'm gonna be the dick as usual and be like, in the competition it says best painted. It doesn't say by who.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best painted army. So, like, you'd still be pissed if you lost, but in the end they can't really police. Oh, you didn't paint that army.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Send
right.
the judges to your house. Check on your
Yeah.
painting.
The painting judges.
Like, it's best painted, and even if you paid for it and it's the best painted, well, what would be even better is practicing your painting and stuff like that, and go into a competition and beat someone that's had a commission painted army painted for them.
Yeah. Cheese.
Yep.
Thoughts on this matter?
Like, I reckon, like, it's fine to have, like, a commission painted army in the tournament. Like, I'm not the best painter, but if I was trying to go for some kind of painting victory, I'd want to, like, it shouldn't matter the competition.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like they're only really cheating themselves. If they win best painted and want to hang that trophy on the wall, it's not really theirs. So it doesn't bother me if they do that. And like, as far as versing them, you're gonna have a lot of competition out there anyway, and if it came down to whether I want to, like, see if I'm better than someone that can actually paint, or just some kid that has a lot of money, like, I'd prefer to actually see better models on the field so that I can get my models to a higher level anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I obviously paint commissions now, but a few years ago I was paying people to paint my armies for me. And it's and I didn't have any problem, playing those armies, and no one really had a problem with me playing a commission painted army. They said, "Oh, that's cool." I'm like, "Yeah, I got it painted by this guy. I got it painted by this company." But when it came to, like, painting, painting competitions, I would say, well, I didn't paint it, so I'm out. I think that's really kind of what you said. You're cheating yourself if you're putting this army in, winning painting awards for it, and you haven't, it's not your painting. So
Yeah.
You also find yourself in a tricky situation, though. Like, for me, I'm painting all my models from scratch, like the ones that I'm buying and things. But I've also got my great brass scorpion defilery thing, which is beautiful, and I'm really happy, from Warhammer Weekly, and like that's painted up and lovely. Oh, and I just got my new Herald of Tzeentch, and that's all painted and stuff. So, like, it gets difficult if there's bits in your army that you haven't painted as well. But I think the most important thing, as you said, you've got to hat tip, or at least big up the person that has painted it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's kind of seen my Adeptus Mechanicus Tyrannid army, and I mean, I would love to bring that thing to a tournament, because that would just, that would probably win Player's Choice and a painted award. But, I didn't want to do it just because I wanted to see if I could do it myself. And, well, it's no good for me to be advertising someone else's stuff when I could be advertising my own stuff. So, any kind of thoughts on, anything else to do with commission painting?
But I think it's a fantastic idea. Like, if you like, I have just rage, like I said before, I've rage quit so many times, and just having the option to send your stuff off and have it all come back beautiful, like, that sounds like a brilliant idea. And there's a couple of people there that can do it, so why not have a go? Sponsor.
I don't think it's just like people not having the ability to paint and stuff very well. It's some people don't have time and things like that, and it's just a lot easier just to get someone else to do it for you, especially when, like, some companies have a really good turnaround time for what you get.
And sometimes it's about just having something painted by that person or by that company. I mean, I know Cheese, Savage, and myself are pretty big Blue Tail painting fans, or at least we were at one point in time. And I would get stuff commissioned by them just because I wanted stuff by Blue Tail Painting. You know, I mean, I can paint obviously, but it was just cool to get some stuff by them. I mean, Savage, you went through Blue Tail Painting, and I'm sure you could have done it yourself, but you just wanted something done by.
Yeah, it wasn't like, yeah, I wanted stuff done, but it was more the fact that I had models that I didn't need anymore or didn't want anymore.
They have an excellent trade-in program.
Yeah,
and they're a big enough company to do that.
That's what really took me in. So I sent some models there, and I was like, well, I've got these models lying around that I'm not using, so may as well do something with them. And then, I'm not going to say that it was they were bad with their customer service, but it was difficult to get a hand, like to talk to them about what I wanted and stuff. Like me and Toxic set up a project. We sent our stuff together, and he had his whole project set up before
I had like your second email back.
Yeah, before I'd even received my email, because his project was like a whole army and mine was only like $100.
Yeah, like three guys.
Like, I'm not trying to badmouth them or anything, but at the same time, it was frustrating as hell, because Toxic had already had his whole project set up and it was ready to go into like get done, and I hadn't even got a reply back from my email. So I know that Toxic's had trouble with him before as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to bash them, because I think they're a great company. I think they're good people as well, and I've had a great experience with them. I've also had some bad experiences. I've set up a Grey Knight project, and it came back to me in a color that I did not pick, which is a terrible thing. But they painted up another army in a couple of weeks to compensate for that. So but there's just been a few things, and they're usually pretty good. But
I think it's not their products that are bad. Like, they turn around amazing models and things. I think it's their PR at times, which is understandable though, because they are a big company and they're receiving heaps of projects every day and emails every day for projects.
So if you want
them
more
doing that though, like we say, but like PR seems to be a really big thing with wargaming. Full stop. Like we're always not like seem to be knocking Games Workshop for things they're doing. Like all you need is one person who's like, you're paying like minimum wage or whatever, just to respond and actually be able to interface and interact with the customers.
Yeah, and I mean, in the wargame community, it's such a niche thing that you get a couple of bad. I mean, maybe not for Blue Tail Painting because they're so big, but like for someone like myself who's just kind of starting out with a smaller painting service, I get I screw up once and it could basically ruin what I've been building, just because of how word kind of spreads in the community. I mean, you have podcasts, you have what we're doing, videos, people talk. Yeah. Anything anyone wants to say? Cheese? Anything else
not
before
really.
we switch topic? Okay.
No, I'm fine.
So I think we're ready to move on?
Really. Yeah.
Okay. So our next topic is, I forgot about it, but Shamehammer. Here we go. Shamehammer is everyone's favorite segment where we discuss shameful things in the hobby. They could be recent, they could be not so recent, but really anything that we find shameful. I think we've only got one this week. Usually we have a couple and we'll vote on them to see who's gets the Shamehammer. But Seb, I think this is your one that you brought to the table, so we'll let you roll with it.
Indeed. Well, it's been pointed out by a number of people online. When the Apocalypse formations or one-click collections went up originally, a bunch of them were actually more expensive than buying the models individually. Now, we've said a number of times these one-click collections should be cheaper than they are individually, because all you're doing is saving a couple of clicks. But up to, I think the most expensive one, more expensive one, was the Wind Rider Host, which is the bundle of jet bikes and things for the Elder. Gives you one Elder Autarch on jet bike upgrade, one jet bike, 6 Viper jet bikes, and 4 jet bike squadrons. So lots of jet bikes, yeah? But that would be expected at £210. But, so yeah, that was £210 for the lot. But then someone went through and added it all up, and it came to £206. So, like, yeah, it's only £4. But some of them, I think the biggest one was up to about £6.50. But, like, why? What's going on? Like, you're charging more for saving clicks now. I know time is money, but I love 40k and I love Warhammer and I love all of it, but sometimes you just gotta say, fuck off, Games Workshop.
Yeah, that's poor. I mean, we already have said that these things are just no good. They're bundles that you don't save shit on, and now they're more expensive, and you could say, oh yeah, maybe it's a mistake. Whatever. That is not a mistake. Games Workshop's trying to pull one over you, like, you know, pull the wool over your eyes and be, like, cheeky. And they got caught. Of course they're gonna get caught. It's the internet. You put something out there, it's gonna get found out. Come on. Savage, I mean, you wanna...
We can't say any more about it. Each week, there's something to do with one-click collections or Games Workshops, like bad friggin' advertising and shit in the Shamehammer. Like, obviously they are not listening, or if they are, they're doing the complete opposite of what everyone is saying. Like, what? Make it cheaper? No, raise prices. like they probably mentally retarded or something. I have no idea.
That's our word.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, that's offensive to you, bringing Games Workshop to that. No.
So, carry on.
I don't know. They just need to do something.
I mean,
I have no idea anymore. No matter what we say, they're just going to do the opposite.
Yeah. I mean, Cheese, you were talking about these one-click collection bundles with me this week, and you didn't realize that they were actually the same price. And
Yeah, they almost got me.
Yeah.
Buying like 10 bloody HQs or whatever.
At once, yeah.
Only really needing half of them,
But yeah, you see that bundle.
Yeah, like, just first impression, you think, oh, like, I'm going to save something, it's going to be like a Battle Force or something, but yeah, once you add it up, quite devious.
It's terrible. It's the worst thing that I've seen in so long when it comes to, like, a marketing, like, you know, and just advertising your products. It's horrible. Like, cause these are things I look at and I'm like, I see them and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I wouldn't mind, you know, army of all bikes, like jet bikes, or I wouldn't mind that little bundle. But then another part of me is like, well, I'm not saving anything. Maybe if I had saved something, I would have thrown down some money on some of these, because a lot of them are actually cool kind of bundles, you know. Yeah, I like them, but the price, like, I'm not going to do it just on principle.
It's crazy. And in the balance of interest, they have adjusted the prices back now. So now you're saving.
Because they got called out on it.
Yeah, they got called out on it. So you're not losing money, but you're not gaining anything at all.
Yeah.
Or you're gaining a couple of clicks.
It's like, and Games Workshop has to know, like, by now that you can get cheaper Warhammer elsewhere. You know, it's eBay, local stores, anyway, you can get cheaper Warhammer elsewhere, and the whole point about a Games Workshop store is, you know, they have good customer service. You know, when you go into a Games Workshop store, the manager or whoever works there is friendly, they help you out, you can paint in there, you can play games in their store, so you go there, you pay the extra little bit of money, you know, for that. You know, what's their excuse for having these, you know, like, they have to do something to get me to buy on their web store, because I'm not going to if I can get it cheaper somewhere else.
It's how they get money
Especially,
back for
like,
all the sorry, jeez, carry on.
Well, no, I was just, like, the website has been changed to, like, because I've tried looking up some of the articles that they had on just painting and everything, and they're all gone now, like, or at least difficult to find.
They're in that $80 book.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to have
Yeah.
lots of articles. They used to, when a new army came out, they used to do sample army lists. They used to do like getting started guides, making an all plastic army, articles everywhere. And now there's like shit all. It's just all.
Yeah. Now it's just buy stuff.
It's just
so
buy stuff.
It just actually attract you to the website, but they're kind of losing that. So
Like, yeah, why not make their website kind of something that, people that play 40k, fantasy, Lord of the Rings, go every day to kind of just, check up on articles, read tactics, articles and stuff like that. Why not do that? And then while you're there, you kind of have ads for the models. Have an article, and then at the end of the article say, oh, you can buy this model, or you can buy, this unit, and have a link to that. I mean, that just seems like a lot better idea to me than just having this store.
It sounds like a cracking idea, but my only worry is if they go back in that direction again with the new Games Workshop policies and they're just like quick on the draw to sue anyone. You could imagine them saying, well, Lexicanum and the Warhammer Wiki and all, like, maybe even those stupid things like, well, people with information about our products. No. We understand you're talking about them, raising interest and trying to get people excited about them because you're excited about them, but still we're going to sue the fuck out of you because that's what we do. Like, I'm rather blue today. I do apologise.
Here's another thing that's, well, we're just like, it's gone from Shamehammer to Bash Games Workshop.
It's not bashing Games Workshop if they're like doing stuff wrong. It's just calling them out on it. It's like it's not, they're not innocent, and we're not like
No, I know.
picking on them.
Like, anyway, let me carry on with this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Shut the fuck up, everyone. Alright? Trying to fucking talk. The other day, Sam! No more laughing!
Just fucking pass out already.
Kind of bubbled.
I went on Forgeron's website the other day, and on the front page for Forgeron, there was a link to a page that took you to all of the units that were in the Apocalypse rulebook that were actually from Forgeron. Like, so Games Workshop have taken all these Forgeron models and put them into the 40k Apocalypse rulebook for like no reason, because you can't. They're not in the Apocalypse rulebook. They're in Forge World's rulebooks.
Right.
So, like, what's the point in putting them in there then? You can't use it other than to make people want to buy it. Yet again. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Alright,
annoying thing
then-
about this. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Just-
the annoying thing about all this is that, like, they can kind of, like, keep pushing at this, like, keep raising prices, keep lowering content on websites and that, because, like, out of all the people that I've heard say, like, you know what, screw Games Workshop, I'm not going to buy it anymore, it's too expensive, they're back the next week buying more, so until, like, they're going to have to eventually get to that point, sadly enough, that they do overcharge that little bit too much, and they're going to lose just a huge chunk, or at least people will start converting over, other stores will start taking over, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I mean, we got lucky this year, and they didn't actually increase prices on models, and it was just some painting supplies and stuff like that. But no, you're right. It's gonna get to that point where they're gonna go one too far, and everything's gonna fall in on itself.
The thing that I find with people that boycotting Games Workshop and be like, oh, I'm not going to buy their products anymore because they're too expensive, were the ones that were going to other sites and buying it for cheaper anyway.
Yeah.
Like, like, don't say you're not going to buy their products when you're not even buying them from actual Games Workshop in the first place. You're going out and finding the cheaper alternative. Like,
Well, a few months ago, probably 6 months ago now, I said I would never go to another Games Workshop store, and I haven't gone to one yet. sure, I'm moving further away from them, but I have had the opportunity to go to Games Workshop stores, and I've turned it down just because of everything.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, I don't like Games Workshop, but I love 40k, and it's half my life. So
it's the official stance of the Hammer, isn't it? We love 40k and we love fantasy and all
that's
that
why
stuff.
we do it.
Games Workshop. Please be nicer to us, essentially.
That's the thing, though. You've been to Games Workshop. You've spent, I don't know, lots and lots of money at actual Games Workshop full prices. So you have more of a reason to boycott them than anyone else. Anyone that's buying it for cheaper in the first place.
Well, so when we did the whole show about mini wargaming shutting down and all the big policies coming through, Ninja shutting their shop and stuff. Like between then and now, I've had so many messages from people being like, "No, I can't believe you still do that stuff. I'm not going to do any of their stuff anymore." And I got a message like 4 or 5 messages on Tumblr, just like, "No, no more for me." And it's like, well, like you can still love a game and not love the company. Like,
Yeah.
Do they not watch the show? we cover 40k, and we just shit on Games Workshop.
Well, it's like, do you really want to, if playing 40k, if painting models, if playing fantasy, Lord of the Rings, whatever you play, if that makes you happy and you enjoy that as a hobby, why would you make yourself like unhappy and just stress so much about what Games Workshop's doing, and then say, no, I'm not going to play anymore because of what they're doing? It's like, if price increases happen all the time, on products everywhere, that you still just, if you can, maybe you have to cut down on what you spend, maybe you have to, buy 1 unit instead of 2, find some dollars from somewhere else and add them to another thing. It's like, if you really love the hobby, you're going to find a way to do it. You're not like this fair weather hobbyist that will just, if everything's going alright, land in and just enjoy it all. I don't know.
I'm kind of like,
fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cheese.
I'm kind of just like benefiting from this because like just the other day with Savage, I wanted to buy some wolves, my Space Wolf army, and like the prices were just too high. So like just that kind of like spur of the moment purchase didn't happen because you think about it a lot more when it becomes a bit more pricey.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it is like a $20 box set for 5 wolves or whatever, then I'll go buy it, and I'll probably buy 3, and not even think about the fact that I'm spending more money than if I spur of the moment bought 1. But just because it's so expensive, you start to think about it a lot more. So like a lot of my army has been compacted. I'm trying to magnetize to save on models, so which I like because I don't have much space. So I reckon it helps on that fact.
No, definitely.
That's definitely affected me because, when I started, did the first episode of the Hammer, I bought my plague bearers, my herald, my plague drones, and I bought loads of stuff. And I was about to buy the burning chariot. The burning chariot's quite crazy expensive. And I thought, well, there's a pretty herald on eBay. I've given Games Workshop ridiculous amounts of money. I'm gonna have that, save myself 20 quid. I'm like, yeah, that's what they're making happen at times.
Yeah.
I mean, Savage and I are probably the worst people to talk about giving Games Workshop money, because there must be when we must have gone to a Games Workshop store one day and they just knocked us out and just lobotomized the part of our brain that thinks about prices, because we would just throw way too much money in every Sunday, a new army every Sunday for 3 months nearly, and it was just, well, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was a lot. It was
I
pretty
think by
bad.
the end we owned about 2% of Games Workshop.
It was pretty, you had us and then all the other people that went to the store, and we were probably keeping the store going.
Yeah, we were paying the guy's paycheck for him. We could have just given him cash in hand and be like, "There's your pay for the week."
I don't
take
I
this
don't
one
regret
box
it,
of
though.
bottles.
It was a lot of money that we spent, but that was good times. All night 40k playing, then go to Games Workshop, spend money, come back, paint, assemble, build these armies. It was good times. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Games Workshop has that thing where you'll go in there and you'll just spend money. Like
Yeah,
no other store I know
There's
I go
an
into,
entrance fee now.
and I'm just like, I'll just come out with like, models that I don't need, and no other store. Even when I go into a local store that sells Warhammer, it's just not the same.
it's the atmosphere though.
Mhm.
That's the whole thing. Like you could go in there with the biggest spite for them, and you could still come out with a bunch of models.
Yeah,
Like,
you can
I'm
come
sure-
out with 2 cans of repellent for your spray
For your-
gun, 2 Horus Heresy books.
Well, one Horus Heresy book.
I know,
I'm
but
not
maybe
that-
that would get you.
I'm not that gullible. You know,
They got- they-
$320
yeah, they got me
is
too.
enough money. Yeah.
Did they try and make you buy every one that was published up to date at that point?
No, that was the logic that he was going on. He's like, you buy one, you're gonna want to read the next one so
So
bad,
you should
and then
just
you
buy
come
it
in and
now.
it won't be in here. So I'm like, well, with that logic, I should just buy the whole series and then come in every single day and ask you to make up a new story for me.
You're right there now. You're right now.
Or just
Because
buy
I'm
every
dying.
army, because you want to play all of them at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just buy the entire shop. You might want to run a Games Workshop shop. Buy the building.
But yeah, so I think this is definitely our longest Shamehammer. But honestly, that was some good discussion. So Seb, I'm gonna let you.
no,
So I
no,
think-
it's always the guest.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah,
have to
that's true.
embarrass
The
them.
guest. We have to embarrass the guest.
What am I doing?
You have to make
You
the Shamehammer noise. Can be any
Yeah.
noise.
What's the shame of the noise?
We don't know. It changes.
Any noise, but the noise of an actual hammer.
Like anything?
Just
anything.
anything. It's been. Oh,
Drum roll,
great!
come on.
Goddamn Skype. We're going over our 4-hour limit on our video. So
Oh
Did I just get kicked off for that one?
no, we're all still here. Just give us a sec.
Is that
Oh,
a
we just-
Santa thing?
Okay, are we
My
gonna?
bad.
Hang on.
you should be able to get your video back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
How
Yeah,
did you
just
do
give
that?
it just end the call and then join back
You
in.
should just be able to turn your video back on. I think that's what Cheese did, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just turned my video on. Am I all good or am I like half cut off?
You're half cut off because just because there's something popped up and I can't
Oh
get rid of
no!
it for
People
now.
are gonna see our actual names.
We've been hacked by Games Workshop for talking smack. Is what's happened.
Okay.
We've been taken off the air.
Okay, anyway. Shamehammer noise. Let's hear it. Okay. That was an interesting one. Oh, God damn it,
Beautiful.
Skype. Make up your damn mind. Okay, there we go. So that technical difficulty aside, now it is time for the lab, which I don't know if we have anything, but I know that Seb wanted to talk about Mr. Savage and his addiction to pie plates. Savage played 2 half games with Seb and myself today for our campaign, and these are just some of the things included in his list. It's
You
a
could
12,
just go over
it's
the
a
whole
12, 50-point list. I'm gonna start with the good stuff first. Make people just despise you. 2.
Hey, neither of you pissed your pants, so I'm not that bad.
The game isn't finished yet. We have 2 Defilers, 3 Allied Basilisks, all in the one squadron. And then to make it so it's a legal list, he took his HQ, Terminator Lord, with some 5 Space Marine troops, some cultists, and some Imperial Guard stuff that doesn't matter because all that matters is 3 Basilisks and 2 Defilers. Seb,
Yeah.
words on that before
But-
before Savage can defend himself.
It was definitely something scary to face in the field. Bearing in mind, like I've got a Defiler, a Land Raider, and a bloody Helldrake. But it was quite nearly had a panic attack before the game, or just decided to quit the hammer or playing Warhammer because it does seem a little bit like the gentleman right above me right now.
Cheese.
Essentially, yeah.
Did you explain what army I was playing first?
No.
But yes, yeah, okay.
No,
But
don't
yeah,
say,
no,
don't
we'll
say.
leave that for you in a minute.
No,
Yeah.
Cheese, now it's your time to discuss this army list. Any words on that?
For 1,200 points,
Yeah.
was it?
250,
Yeah,
yeah.
That is quite brutal.
But we are playing.
It's quite
we are
cheese,
playing
would
a
you say?
Campaign,
Yeah.
but cheese. We are playing a campaign that should be more story based, and the army.
So
that
you've
I'm
got the
playing-
story behind the 2 Defilers and 3 Baskers?
Yes, the Iron Warriors, which is all about siege, which
Yet no Vindicators with their siege shields and their demolisher cannons.
is Basilisk. The
Is there a-
Vindicators,
Sorry.
Vindicators are way too short in range.
But their whole fluff is for siege combat.
Yeah, and
No,
They're
I'm just giving you a bad time. Honestly.
you know what? Fuck you guys.
Yeah, fuck you too.
I'm gonna start my own army, the Dragon Riders, just because it's just gonna be 5 or 6 Helldrakes and just like 5 cultists with the Lord.
Do it. If you can come up with some kind of fluff to back it up.
As long as you bring the most cheesiest list, as long as you have a little fluff to it.
I could think of like 20,000 more like cheesier ways to bring an army to the field.
Go cheeses out to the max. Get your max from cheesy list.
Grey Knights and Necrons.
Yeah, come on, we've had that so many times.
Because it is. You can't get more cheese than that.
Yeah. I think it's time to start reevaluating that actual combination, because we start looking at Grey Knights and Necrons, and they're nearly, they're getting to be old codexes now at the rate of, Necrons just came out, but at the rate that Games Workshop's throwing codexes around, those are going to be the older ones soon. But definitely they're still very powerful, and
Well, the newer codexes aren't as unbalanced.
You're so
Like what
uncouth,
we've been
burping
saying.
in codices,
Yeah.
darling.
Oh, fuck off, you twat.
Okay, moving on. Next topic is why we brought the other reason why we brought Cheese on the show, and that is unit of the week. The unit that we have is his conversion of this guy, Eric Morkai, and here is the picture. There's him on the right, and a regular Terminator and a Grey Hunter there. So this is the unit of the week. Cheese, what do you want to say about this model?
I've actually got him right here. Do you want me to? Because he's actually a little bit more shaded and stuff.
Maybe you might not see much with cam quality,
Yeah.
but might as
Yeah,
well go for it
I'm not sure.
anyway.
What?
Might as well go for it anyway.
Alright, I'll see if it.
No,
Does
really.
that show up at all?
He looks like a blue blob to me, but
He pretty much is at the moment, so that's alright.
He's a shaded blue blob.
So just discussing it, how I've made it and stuff.
yeah, just because we've shown some cool conversions before, but we've never had
Like that dick tank.
the
That was
actual
cool.
person who made the conversion on there. So start
Bit of
off
a
with
celebrity here, I
what's it
guess.
kind of based off?
So
Eric
well,
Morkai.
yeah, first of all, trying to make Eric Morkai, I liked the fluff. I could only find one picture of him without having a bombardment of conversions done with the Terminator kit. So I've just stuck with the actual pose of the artwork and based it off an obliterator. So the obliterator, and I've actually got a metal one, so it was quite a lot of work trying to shave him down. I wish I had a resin one, but didn't really at the time, so oh well. And it's just a lot of press molding to get, like, mainly just covering my mistakes with fur pumping up the legs a little bit more.
So you've gone from playing like Nurgle, where you can just cover up your mistakes with, like goo and flesh, and now it's just Space Wolves, and you just do fur.
Yeah, well, I'm just kind of progressing slowly. I mean, to convert a Space Marine would be my final step, I suppose, or maybe like an Eldar or a Tau or something, but at the moment I'm slowly still keeping a backup security screen thing of covering it in something, so I guess now it's fur. But yeah, I actually had a funny problem with it, because the arms were, you can't really see it too well in the photo because it looks a little wonky, but I actually had normal Terminator arms on him, and he looked a bit like a midget. His very, very, very small arms didn't really look right at all, especially with giant axes. So I had to kind of green stuff arms on and just extend them a lot, which was probably the worst bit of it all, because I couldn't press mold that. So you see my true sculpting skills there, which are not that good. Very fingerprinty.
So, Seb, Savage, any questions before we move on?
I'm just blown, like, where you filed down a metal model of an obliterator.
Yeah.
To make
well,
like,
I've actually...
I cry when I try and base paint stuff. Just that's how I thin my paint. I thin my paint with my own tears.
As a professional painter, I don't recommend that.
As your friend, Seb, I do.
I do not consider you a friend. You're a work associate.
Acquaintance, you know.
You mean a work arsehole?
Yeah. You're someone I met through Toxic.
But speaking of press molding, because you mentioned that a few times, that's actually going to be, for our next segment, Hobby Tip of the Week. And press molding.
But Cheese, how long did it take you to make it all? Convert it?
To make it all?
Yeah, like convert him up.
Like, honestly, just a couple hours.
Oh.
Like, I guess on and off a little bit, but like once I get into a conversion, I kind of just keep going and don't sleep.
But yeah. So press molding, you mentioned that a lot. You want to kind of run us over what press molding kind of is?
Well, basically, I've got this molding stuff. I imagine, like, I don't know what it's actually based on, like silicon or something, but just putting it in hot water actually softens it enough so you can just press anything you want to put into there, and then you can just fill in the mold later with green stuff and replicate whatever you had. So really helps for, like, because green stuff is a lot more like malleable, I guess. Mm-hmm. So turning, like, I've got a C10 robe that I've turned into a cape, because like the C10 was metal, so I'm not going to be able to do that normally. So it's kind of opening up avenues, especially like for converting. But yeah.
And there's the brand. There's one, what's like a Japanese brand, and then you can also get a one brand called Instant Mold. That's the one that I have myself. Is the Instant Mold brand.
Yeah, I've got this Iyokumaru or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've used it myself. Not as much as you have, but it's definitely a good technique if you're not the best sculptor. I mean, I tried working on my sculpting skills, and I'm not the best, but I'm decent at it. But press molding is just amazing. I mean, Seb, I'm sure you haven't tried this yourself, but would you consider it if you were trying to, maybe duplicate?
Certainly, it's definitely intriguing and good to it sounds like a great way to add just your own flavour and bits to things that already exist. And like, because obviously you get capes things with just one guy. If you want the whole you can duplicate it and stuff. I do find the word duplicate a little bit scary, just because you don't want to get sued. Because Games Workshop are obviously watching. But yeah, no, it sounds like a cracking idea and something I'd love to try one day, but I'm not brave enough yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is my HQ here, and I've all the fur on his back was press molded from Inquisitor. What's his name?
Korax?
No,
No.
Kodiaz, I think.
Oh, that's it.
And he's got like the fur around his back, and I just put the mold onto that, put some green stuff in there, and just extended it down the back of my Wolf Lord. Savage, what about yourself? You think this might be something that you would get into? Press molding?
Probably not. I barely have enough time to do basic hobby than press molding and
It doesn't take
shit like
very
that.
long. It takes less time than sculpting it yourself.
Yeah, but I wouldn't sculpt it myself in the first place.
That's true. I think the last thing you had sculpted, I sculpted, was one of your obliterators.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you to do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I'm not really good with green stuff. The extent of my green stuff goes to like sticking it on and then putting another piece on.
Using it as like glue.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's the extent is like filler.
It's like polyfiller, yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, that's my extent of green stuff, and it probably won't go much further than that.
No.
I did admit this before. I don't think I've ever made green stuff go green.
You just
Then-
chew it in your mouth like toxic.
Hey, it gets the job done. It gets the job done. I mean, because like that's the important part is that like one part is like one
You
part is
chew
the
it.
stickiness and one part is the stuff that makes it go hard. You mix them together and then you make
The stickiness, and you make it go hard.
Usually it goes around the other way. You make it go hard and then there's the stickiness. But
Viewers, please let us know which of us today are the ones that are making you sticky or the ones that are making you hard.
Well, I think I'd win the hard competition.
I feel quite sticky, to be honest.
oh god.
I usually have that effect on people, more so the ladies, though. But
Toxic had a point somewhere, I think.
Yeah,
Before we hijacked it.
he had a point. Oh, look, it's that time of the show where it just falls apart.
Yeah, and then I start advertising for 2 new spots on the Hammer. So anyone wants to be on the Hammer?
You say that every week. No one.
You have
no
to
one,
do all the rumours and get everything ready. Just bear that in mind.
No, you'll still do the rumors. You just won't be on the show. I'll just.
Official title today.
No. I kid. But
Yeah, we have like Babbage and Feb on the show.
Driving to drink here. Right. Back to Toxic, who is the sensible captain of this ship.
But no, I think that's our show for this week. We've gone through all our segments. I have nothing left.
We haven't mentioned Planetary Empires.
Our campaigns.
Mm.
Yeah, we
game.
kind of did, but we haven't really finished another round. So there's not much to really talk about apart from our. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless there's something that you wanted to. Is there something you're doing in the campaign that you haven't told us about?
Oh no! I just
sneaky
wanted
stuff.
to re-highlight the point that I board wiped Savage, and then thought I claimed the moon, and made lots of posts about me claiming the moon with a picture of my face on the moon, and then finding out that I no longer own the moon because I didn't actually win the role. So that was kind of embarrassing, and I thought it should be on it. Should be mentioned.
Well, you might win this round, so if you choose to get that moon to yourself.
There is a chance.
Yeah. So, Savage, anything planned this week for Dice Troop or anything?
Probably not, because I go back to work. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Hooray. Yeah. It's fun.
Gonna be doing our Yu-Gi-Oh show anytime soon?
Well, yeah. It was your fault that we didn't do it sooner.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry that I had to move and.
Yeah, how dare you move and then not have good internet?
Yeah.
And then the technician doesn't know what he's doing. How dare you?
So Cheese. I know you're not
Yo.
fully a part of Dice Troop, although you will be doing Battle Bros with us. But anything going on your blog that you'll be posting, or anything happening that people should know about?
Not really. I've kind of like hit a bit of a plateau, I suppose, with my army. But I guess just painting, like trying to paint up what I have converted now, just to get a little bit of a better picture quality out there, because all blue doesn't really show up. And yeah, I'm actually thinking, like, because I've got a couple of these obliterators still spare, thinking about making another Wolf Lord, and then possibly an Abaddon model. Trying to see what else I can do with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Look forward to seeing those.
And
Yeah.
Seb, Law Keepers or anything?
Yes, we've got Wednesday at 1 PM Eastern, 6 PM UK will be Black Vault, where we will be Brett and myself will be reviewing the Night Lord series by Aaron Dembski-Bowden, and having lots of nice things to say about those. And then on Thursday we will have what would have been Fluff Talk back in the day, but is now Lawkeepers 40k. We still need to set the topic for that. I'll get that off Brett soon, but hopefully Toxic will be joining Brett and myself to getting into the fluff and lore of 40k on Thursday. Again, 1 PM Eastern, 6 PM UK, right here.
Okay, cool. And then, just stay tuned to the Dice Troop blog, where I'll be posting more articles, mostly about 40k, but if there's really anything else you would like to know about, I could try my best. And I should be posting some painting videos, some assembly videos. Might be doing some live streams later on this week, maybe on Sunday. Not 100% sure yet, but definitely just, keep your eyes peeled on Dice Troop. Because I know we got, a lot of us have a lot of big plans for it. And once again, Dice Troop is non-profit. All our videos are free, and they always will be free. However, if you would like to donate, there is a donate button on the Dice Troop blog where you can give us money for things. I know, but we do thank everyone that has and will donate in the future. We appreciate it. And it's pretty amazing that there are actually people out there that are willing to donate their hard-earned money to us. So that really means a lot to us. So thanks a lot, everyone. It's been Toxic, Seb, Savage, and Cheese on the Hammer, episode 24.
But cheese.
We'll catch you later.
Taddy bye.
Stay classy, San Diego.